You're looking live, the Chapter 2 Check-In Solutions video with me, Mr. Goldman, and First Period. Yay! Okay. All right, here we go. Standard 1. Use a number line or positive and negative tiles to show the following. -1 plus 4. -1 is represented with 1 negative.
Are you filming this?
Shh. Yes, I am. So, yes, you may. Plus 4 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make 1 zero pair. Notice the zero pair has a negative and a positive in it. I'm left with 3 positives, so that's my solution. B. 6 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 6 more negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of us wrote this and then wrote positive 12. Some of us circled all of these and made zero pairs and wrote 0. However, I have 12 tiles. They're all negative, so that is -12. Next one, 4 negatives, 2, 3, 4 negatives, plus 8 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 2 more negatives. Circle my zero pairs, and I'm left with 2 positives. 5 negatives plus 8 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 10, plus 3 more is -13. A lot of us made simple mistakes on this first standard. I wrote a lot of be careful on these tests. Simplify 26 negatives plus 12 positives. I could visualize this with tiles. If I had 26 negative tiles and 12 positive tiles, I would make 12 zero pairs and be left with 14 negatives. If I have 1 negative and 1 positive, I can also just do a subtraction with the bigger number, the bigger absolute value, minus the smaller one. And I get 14. And I know 14 is negative because -26 has a bigger absolute value than +12. So a couple different ways to do this. 56 plus 17, this is old school, just addition, 73. We can do this a lot of different ways. -3 plus 4. I'll combine those to make 1 positive. 1 plus 6 is 7. And here I have 7 and 10 negatives plus 3 negatives. If I combine those, that's plus 13 negatives. So notice there's more negatives than positives, so my answer is going to be -6. All right, this one was a little tricky. 5/6 minus 11/12. A lot of us knew that 5/6, we have to first find a common denominator. 5/6 is equivalent to 10/12. So this is the same as 10/12 minus 11/12. However, this is not 11/12 minus 10/12. Because if I do this, 11 minus 10 is 1, and I keep the same denominator. But these two are very different, right? These two are different, right? Not the same. So 10 minus 11 is not 1, but it is -1/12. So my answer is -1/12. Here we're just adding fractions. Again, we want to find a common denominator, 5 and 15. My common denominator is 15, my lowest one. So 2/5. I'll show this with the giant 1. My giant 1 is going to be 3/3, which gives me 6/15. So this is the same as 6/15 plus 9/15, which is 15/15, or 1. Okay. Moving on. This is not 3 minus 8. This parentheses denotes multiplication. So this is 3 groups of 8 negatives, or -24. Okay. For this, we're going to multiply across because we're multiplying fractions. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 7 is 28. So my answer is 15/28. For C, multiply across again. 5 times 3 is 15. 12 times 5 is 60. You can simplify this, and notice if I rewrite this, some of us knew this. I can cross simplify 5 and 5, just like if it was 5 over 5. Both of these would go to 1. And I can also cross simplify 3 and 12. 1 and 4. So that equals 1/4. If you're not sure about the cross simplification, that's something we're going to learn later on. But you should be able to see that I could divide top and bottom by 15 to get 1/4. So either one of those is okay. For D, a lot of people just ignored this 1 and just did 5/6 times 7/8. Remember, when we're multiplying mixed numbers, always convert this to an improper fraction first. So I'm going to do 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So that's the same as 11/6 times 7/8, which is 77/48. And I was good with just leaving it just like that. Or you could write 1 and I believe 29/48. All right. You had to show the area model to get credit for this standard. First, I'm going to do 2/3, so I'm going to split this perfectly and shade 2/3. All right. And then I'm going to go horizontally and split it into fifths. We'll see how this goes. That was pretty good. All right. And I'm going to shade 3 of those. So I'll shade the bottom 3. All right. So notice these 6 are double shaded. Right? So 6 are double shaded out of 15 total. So 6/15. You could have simplified this. Again, these 3's would cancel out and we get 2/5. But I wanted to see 6/15 because that's what the area model shows us. Moving on. Convert a decimal using long division. Make sure the 1 goes inside, right? 4 goes into 1 0 times, bring the decimal up. 4 goes into 10 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2, so my remainder is 2. Bring the 0 down. 4 goes into 25 times. 5 times 4 is 20, and my remainder is 0. Since I have a remainder of 0, I know it terminates, and my decimal is 0.25. Okay, 3/5, same thing. 3 goes inside. 5 goes outside. 5 goes into 3 0 times. Bring the decimal up. 5 goes into 36 times. 6 times 5 is 30. My remainder is 0, so I know it terminates. And my decimal is 0.6. Again, top, not box to top. 7.00. 8 goes outside. 8 goes into 7 0 times. Bring the decimal up. 8 goes into 70 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. 70 minus 64 is 6. We had a lot of mistakes in that part. So make sure we had that. Now we bring the 0 down. 8 goes into 67 times. 7 times 8 is 56. Remainder 4. Keep going. Some of us stopped there. 8 goes into 45 times. 5 times 8 is 40. And now I can stop because my remainder is 0. So my decimal is 0.875, or 875 thousandths. Convert from a decimal to a fraction. If I remember the formal name of this is 54 hundredths, I can just write the fraction 54 hundredths. All right, you can simplify that 27 fiftieths. The formal name of this decimal is 256 thousandths, so I can just write that 256 over 1,000. You can simplify that probably. what is that? I don't know. 178? 128. Woohoo! 128 500ths. There we go. Yeah, you could just leave it like that. 0.3 repeating. This is not 3 repeating over 10, right? Or all kinds of other illegal stuff you guys did. Remember, this is, if we repeat one decimal, there's going to be 1 9 in the denominator, and the decimal is 3. Also, you guys should know 0.3 repeating is equal to 1/3. That's a good one to have memorized at this point. All right. You guys are pretty well. Good luck. Study hard for your retests. And that's all. First period, you want to say goodbye? Say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. 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 Dylan's yawning.